Have you ever questioned why someone chooses to be rude, confrontational, unpleasant, and keen on hurting and insulting others online every chance they get? What kind of people decide that their favorite way to pass time on the internet is to bully others? This and more we'll find out in this episode of the Coach Theater. I'm the coach, your host. With me in the studio are two former cyber bullies, David and Nora. The center of interest on cyberbullying has always been the victims. Today, we'll talk about the bullies. Why do they behave the way they do? Welcome, David and Nora.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for agreeing to be with us here. David, I know it's not easy for you talking about an issue that you are so regretful about. Can you share with us?
Well, who says I regret anything? I'm filled with suppressed rage. Life has always been unfair to me.
I would like to hear about everything. Can you tell us about how all this started? Why did you become a cyberbully?
Yeah, well, how it all started is different from why I became a cyberbully. My father lived and died an alcoholic, a controlling, hateful, paranoid, narcissistic alcoholic. I guess that was why I was born sickly and frail. Used to mentally abuse my mom and I. My fragile looks back then makes other children wants to fight me back in my early foundation stage.
That was emotionally damaging. On its own, it could lead to low self-esteem.
Just as you said, it was emotional damaging. So I figured a way out. So I thought I decided to enroll in the military school. I was 12 years then. I have cousins too who graduated from the military school. So while in the military schools, I've seen discipline, I've seen torture, I've come in contact with different kind of people. I do drills. So I've seen all those things. Then on this particular day, I came in contact with this evil spirit. He was in his 4th year. I won't mention his name.
You don't have to.
Yes, I was being accused of passing by and didn't greet him. That is impossible. Like passing a senior without greeting. That's high treason. That was how my misery began.
But this senior, he bullied you or what?
Bullies? Oh, bullies in the military. For the sake of my mom, I won't go into details of what I went through.
Please, just a little.
Okay. How I survived the evil tormentor, I just avoided him like a plague. Sometimes I skipped showers for more than 2 weeks. Other times I just report myself to the medical center for almost a term, which at times from the medical center, I go for my exam and back to the medical center again. Just imagine a medical center being a place of rest. When my torture and torment became unbearable, I had no choice. I dropped out of school.
Wow, that was horrible. But did you make any report on this to the school authority?
Don't say that would be your greatest undoing. It could have been worse.
So what happened next?
Well, for some time, I was out of school. I was at home with vengeance in my mind. But I was only 13 years plus. The evil tormentor stood at 6 feet and 1 inch. I stood no ground to confront him back then. Things have changed. Today, I sharpen the axe
David.
that chops down.
David, it's okay. It's okay. Just taking a deep breath. Just taking a deep breath.
Thank you. To pass the time, I began to play online games. I created so many anonymous social media accounts just to conceal my identity. I was no longer David. I was totally in charge, and I know what I did. My resentment for the evil tormentor and other seniors who were terror to junior students transformed into cyberbullying. I became a terror myself, but online. In my mind, it represented the evil senior. I searched for him everywhere on gaming and other social media platforms. He was nowhere. It was hurting. I get immensely angry anytime I hear someone goes by the name he bears.
David, your anger. I feel deep anger in your voice. I'm angry too. But I see the beauty in your heart. You were so young and unsure of how to handle it at that time. So you began projecting your own negativity onto others. But David, I want to ask you a question. Do you sometimes feel hate for your actions towards these innocent people? Some of them probably children.
Which would you have preferred? That I use a gun because I had the choice to, or I remain anonymous?
Your options. We'll come back to you, David. Nora.
Sir.
How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
There have been issues of high-profile cyberbullying in recent times. Are you in any way linked to this?
Oh no, not at all. I wasn't bullying anyone famous. It was a friend of a friend. So I met Lola during my NYC orientation camp in Lagos.
Okay.
I was 24 years old then, and she was about the same age. Well, Lola had just left her abusive ex while she was pregnant, and during our time in camp, we became very close and we confided in each other.
Okay.
She's fun to be with. She's a nice person. She once disclosed that she had this secret hatred for girls or ladies who she thought were prettier or hotter than her.
That's insecurity.
Yeah, so
Her insecurity became the basis of her being abusive, right?
yeah. And on one of our hangouts, Lola had this wild idea of bullying a lady who belonged to her list of social media buddies. So for privacy's sake, let's call the lady Amara. So Amara is married to an abusive and a cheating husband. Yet she still sticks to this man that hates her.
Okay.
According to Lola, almost all Amara's posts on all her social media accounts were all complaints about how miserable her life is, her cheating husband, and how she was not just happy.
Yeah.
Yet she refuses to leave this man. And I heard she even earns more than him. So to Lola, Amara is pitiful and shameful. But the question is, do women think misery is a duty in marriage or a part of marriage?
Just listening to you, I can tell that you shared the same ideology with Lola. And that also became your own justification to torment Amara.
I hate myself for allowing Lola use me to bully Amara, a woman I don't know, I've never met. At first, it was enjoyable. I mean, there I was, a plump lady who was made to be so self-conscious about my appearance, and I was teased all the time. I had the golden opportunity to ruin the life of a perfectly attractive woman, and I took it. When Lola told me about this, I just, I created so many fake social media accounts, and I went to Amara's page and I threw all sorts of sophisticated insults on her. I called her names like concubine, weirdo, trash bag. So many words that I can't even mention. Like I said, it was enjoyable at first, and unlike me, Lola didn't hide her identity.
One can only imagine what Amara will have gone through. But did she react to any of these trolls, these unjustified negative comments?
Yes, at first there were many episodes of angry outbursts trying to respond to my every troll. But I think after a while she gave up.
Poor Amara. But Nora, was there any specific reason that made you change your behavior? These attacks towards Amara.
Like I said, it was enjoyable at first, and I and Lola had great laughs afterwards. But one fateful day like this, Amara posted a picture with visible bruises on her body and a bloody lip, and she tagged it, "I'm a lover and not a fighter." And the moment I saw it, the first thing that kept ringing in my head was bitch. Bitch. And I went and commented on her post. And after my first comment, I received a notification. It was a DM from Amara. And the message she sent to me up to today, I can never forget it. These were her words. "Please God, why do you torment me?